press that once too many times. Here he is, right on time. The Whopper. I heard the headset go on. I'm just going to go for a little drive with Kenny for a minute on... What's this map called again? Black Badger Lake. I'm going to go for a little lap. Kenneth Russ, Wolf, how's it going, dude? Tristan Jones, hi, how's it going, man? Larry Claves, Hummer President, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm not doing too bad, cheers. I felt a little bit crappy again earlier. I sort of feel a bit better now, but it's probably not going to be the longest stream tonight because, to be honest, there's not really anything new. I'm pretty much run out of missions on my normal playthrough. On mods, there wasn't really. I just looked through. I changed the selection of mods to like the date they've been added, so the most recent ones, and like so I can tell which ones have been added since this Kenny and that I found. And yeah, there's not really a lot going on, so I just kind of figured on my modded playthrough I've still got some missions on yeah, Black Badger Lake and stuff, and I quite like this map, to be honest, and I just thought I'll mess around with a few of the trucks and that. Say hello to you guys. Sorry, I've just missed a few comments, but LaserPoint490, howdy Mr. Lone Wolf, how's it going, dude? Yeah, that was it. Have a chat, have a little mess around, and see what happens. I'm just thinking, is it starting the power plant? Yeah, I'm going to do starting the power plant, and then we'll see. Possibly paper thingy majig. Again, it's with mods, so it should be a lot quicker, hence why I just thought I'll do it that way. The bearded one, good to see you streaming, bud. Missing your content of late, hope all is good. Yeah, everything's all good, cheers, man. Like I said, still been like tidying up. I'm pretty much done now. My whole house is pretty much spotless. Like, yeah, my mum said she reckons it's like a show house now, which is good. I went all out, so I'm happy that's done, because that's just back to as if the day I moved in, and it's just good. And then yeah, just to be honest, this week again I did have plans to do videos, but there's been a few things going on, having to make phone calls or wait for phone calls, and again, because I have to wait up in the day for phone calls, because these lazy fuckers don't get up at 2 in the morning to ring me. Yeah, I've just been really tired. Like even now, today, I didn't go sleep sort of earlier for me, so I've been awake for about 30 odd hours. Yeah, so it's just been messing me around, like sort of. But again, while it's a quiet period before they release Phase 5, it's just been a kind of handy time, if anything, to get a load of other things kind of sorted in my life other than SnowRunner. Because I suppose like once SnowRunner came out around the time COVID kicked off and then lockdown and all that, so I just kind of delved in, just ploughed away with the old SnowRunner, and yeah, now it's just to a point where it's like, oh, I should probably pay attention to a few things, get a few things sorted out. Have you seen or heard features on PTS? Off the top of my head, I can't say I have, but maybe. Nothing's jumping out to me though. I've not seen anyone's videos on like the next phase. All I see is like the odd comment here and there. Chris Johnson, missing your content. Yeah, again, like well, I sort of don't want to say it. It's like it's not well, it's sort of a reason more than an excuse. Like, well, first of all, the difference between a reason and an excuse, I think. A reason is just a reason something happened. An excuse kind of justifies why you weren't able to do something. So, yeah, I'm not making excuses, they're reasons. Like, I'm not absolving myself of, like, I just keep meaning to make a video and then I get doing other stuff, and then it's, I'll be honest, it's been insane for the last couple of weeks, because I've been making videos near enough non-stop for the last year, and the odd days here and there I've missed were unplanned. I just felt ill that day or something, so I didn't really get anything done anyway. The amount of time it's freed up for the last 2 weeks, like again, cleaning my house, like the time that I would put into making a video, I'd be like, right, I'll just absolutely make one room as spotless as I possibly can, and just doing it that way, room by room. Yeah, the amount of time it's freed up to just allow me to catch up with other things. probably the most productive I've ever been in my life. I even went and got some of those strong sleeping tablets again, just for the couple of weeks, so sleep wasn't going to mess me up too much, but literally in the last couple of days now I'm getting to the point where they're not really doing anything again, and I've been struggling to sleep. Phase 5 now, the 9th of September, but not confirmed. Bloody hell. Well, again, I mean, there is still some videos I want to make, but say if we're talking from now to the 9th of September, it's basically, call it a month, that'd be, say, roughly 30 videos. It's not that I can't make 30 videos, but I don't know, I'll just kind of be forcing it a bit then, and I don't like, I sort of think, well, I can't really talk when I'm just floating around now in a Kenny doing nothing, but the content will suffer, and I don't know in the long run, it's like, will it be worth it, or is it worth just sort of not doing, you know, as many videos? And I'm still doing the live streams and that. Sorry, I'm recovering. We'll start the other mission while I'm yapping away. What do we need? Yeah, let's try Kenny for a bit. In fact, let's try. Let's goddamn horses. Collected them in. Got them into my stables. Let's try this thing. I quite like this for some reason. Even though it's not like OP even close, and it's a little bit tippy, but I just quite like it. If I can have a ramped flatbed with that, could work. Towing platform add-ons. Pack trailers mainly. Oh, I did hear something actually, yeah, about the was it like ramps or something? Yeah, so you could pack trucks easier onto trailers or something. Don't expect P5 until early September. Meanwhile, mod maps. True, I'll have to have a look into the mod maps again, because I sort of did that last time, I suppose, when I did that Red Canyon, was it? I believe that was just before Phase 4 came out. Right, and we are going to have to get a goddamn horse, because them's the rules. But yeah, it's one of those things like with making videos. Again, I'd like if they released Phase 5 tomorrow. I'll be honest, I could. It'd be convenient if they didn't tomorrow. But you know what I mean. Like once that's out, I'll kind of be back to normal. That again is part of the reason why, while it is quiet, I'm just kind of getting everything else around me in my life kind of as up to date and everything sorted as I can. So then when Phase 5 comes out, yeah, it's kind of I've at least used that sort of quiet time a bit wisely and caught up with things, and then I can just sort of crack on again with hopefully putting a bit of time into this. What vehicle? Oh yeah, sorry, I'm looking for a loaf, see? I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. Bronson, the Tento or whatever it's called, tampon thing. It works well even with all-wheel drive turned off and great fuel mileage. Yeah, I remember it was pretty good on fuel, which you know what, I'll just back out and go back in because there was loafs at the top. It'll do. Mark, well, I'm currently doing the village and the Kawarthas region. Mod maps. Both really good. With plenty to do. Cheers, man. I may well check them out again. I've still got a few things planned kind of in the next week, so I'm going to be kind of busy regardless. What was I going to say though? Yeah, as and when though, like I think the mod map's probably a good way to go. To be honest, I sort of didn't really think about them, but well, that Red Canyon was pretty cool last time. In a way, it was a shame by the time I found that. I think it was like the next day or so that they released Phase 4, so then I just kind of... And now I've deleted that Red Canyon save. I think it was like... I was going to try another mod map, but didn't get around to it. So the sideboard on this sits pretty low. I suppose it's better than like a complete flatbed. Or it is for like helping your loaf tyres not jump off. Can we pack it? Yes, we can. Right, let's go and grab some stuff. Fuel 8. Do we get another ramp flatbed? question. Aftershock or Canadian Shield will keep you busy for a while. Sorry, I missed some of that. Canadian. I'll try and remember some of these names. They'll trigger some kind of memory, and then I'll yeah. And yeah, I'll probably put mods on them as well. I suppose at least because it's a new playthrough, I don't have to delete any of the mods I've got on here to do that and etc. So I can just pick. Well, they're going to be mods that I've already used and that really, but I can sort of pick and choose some new ones without having to then go through and like delete my iceberg and all that sort of stuff. Really, it won't reach from here. Change truck. What's this thing called again? Tampon something. Tempo? Tenno. Ah, tampon. It's too late. Well, we'll see. Maybe this thing will not be too happy about it. If not, we'll send Kenny in. I've finished all 3 of those. There's that the mod match you're on about. I recently seen a video where if you try towing a truck, the Tatra almost doesn't turn. What do you mean? Is that when the Tatra's the one being towed, or if that's towing something? That Tenno is fun. Yeah, I just quite like this. I like the fact that it's got basically no chin going on. See if this bridge was worth its time and effort. I mean, I'm not going to go rapid anyway because I'm in low range. I'm slipping off a bit to the right on the arse end. Uh oh. Oh, good. Because I'm winching that other trailer, I don't really want to faff around like disconnecting just to grab a lamppost or whatever. There's a goddamn horse chilling out, look at them. Like a matching pair. Uh oh. Even with diffs. Let's give it a little bit of juice. Technically F1, hello, how's it going, dude? Good to have you joining us. SnowRunner Addict, what happened to your daily videos? Nothing really, just like I've been saying, been busy with things, and I've kind of done most stuff on Phase 4 now, to be honest. I mean, there's still the odd little thing, but I don't know. I don't know if it'd make for an amazing video. They're just pretty simple little missions, if you know what I mean. Oh, here we go. It's already been a dick. Now it won't give me the winch point to that ramp flatbed. Question is now, do I go and buy another one of these tampon things and then on a road train? Might well do that. Yeah, it's definitely good on fuel. You think it's only used 20 litres or 21 now, but it's not bad. Dolphin would have drank about 80 by now, I would have thought. He loves a bit of fuel. Yeah, garage. Glad to see you streaming again. Yeah, I've still been doing the sort of, yeah, the live streams each week, because again, I enjoy them anyway. Not that I don't enjoy making videos, but again, like I say, it's just a little bit sort of in a sterile environment making a video. It's at least doing the live streams, I can just kind of chat away to you guys, talk some bollocks as usual, mess around with some trucks, and yeah, pretty much it. What am I oh yeah, again, bloody tampon thing. See, look, that's the thumbnail thing. I respect it. It's got a goddamn horse on its back. That's why I downloaded it. It earned it. As usual, just assume the expensive stuff is the best. There's a lot of problems. That's the reason it's taken so long for them to release. Oh, with Phase 5. Just Din Lynch. Mr. Wolf sees every hello in chat except for mine. Sorry, man. Do you just get unlucky and I'm always looking away when you say it? But yeah, either way though, hello dude. Cheers for joining us. Yes. Oh, and again, let's try the muds, because it's not snowy on this map. What look nicer? I like them ones. Extra long, that's what she said. I don't know. 20 meters, 35. An extra 15 metres, that'll kill her. We're off. This one's not getting a loaf. He's going to have to share the loaf in front. Yeah, it's a bit of a smoky beast. Not that I really care, but it is. Look at the exhaust options if there's like... In fact, let's just see quickly. Out of curiosity, was there an exhaust option? Rooftop rims? No, there isn't. If you brought the Tetra Pak, you can't get Phase 5. Has that been addressed? I believe so. I'm on PlayStation. I've got a PS4. I doubt this makes a difference, but it's a PS4 Pro. I can't see why that would make a difference with the PS Store itself, though. I bought the Tetra Pak first, and it was only a day afterwards that somebody said, yeah, if you buy them separately, you can't buy the Phase 5 thing. A week or so later, when I had the money to buy Season 2, I bought it, and it let me buy it, so I can't confirm it for, say, PC and Xbox necessarily, but it certainly let me buy them separately. So it's basically Season 2 has cost me 25 quid. I kind of bought the Tetra Pak, yeah, separate, and then just bought the entire Season Pass, so... hopefully... Again, I said it at the time, that I'd be amazed if they kept that the way it is, because... companies yeah, don't tend to leave something be that's going to do them out of money. To be fair, if they left it like that, it's lose-lose for everybody. It's just like, it's only going to piss people off that want to get it. Wish it'd be a little bit less sensitive with the trailer. Like how close you have to be. Maybe it's just me. Right, that'll do. Turn off engine, good for us on. Get a bit of daylight quickly before we drop the hammer. To be honest, when I was driving with Kenny a minute ago, I was just kind of, while I was talking away, I was just driving in through the farm to see if he just motored through there or not. I haven't got the... I've got the bridges turned on still, hence why that bridge is there, but I haven't got the bridge laying truck thing on at the minute. To be fair, the actual time needed to lay bridges all the way across this farm, it'd be a bit shit to do on a live stream, because you just spend 2 hours watching me, yeah, do the same thing repeatedly. Pretty fun on these maps. Oh, sorry, I missed the top part of that. Is that mods, do you mean? I also was considering tonight, there was 3 things I was considering tonight. What I'm doing now, oh yeah, put the top on, I'll sort that in a minute. On flooded foothills, using, probably on my normal playthrough, and using the Zik 605R, just to see how well that did in flooded foothills. I'm sure I tried it a little bit briefly on one of the live streams, and it was doing pretty well on that map. And then my other sort of curveball plan was to do a Wreckfest live stream. But then I loaded this up anyway, just to look if there's like any new mods or whatever. Checked it, and I was like, yeah, do you know what? I feel like flying around Black Badger Lake, or whatever bloody hell it's called. Something the season pass, I just hope it's worth it. Yeah, same here. Unless something goes horribly wrong, I think overall it probably will be worth it. And that's not to say like I think I'll automatically enjoy it. It might do my head in every phase, but I just mean in terms of pure amount of hours of content you're going to get for that 20 quid. There's games out there that are 60 to 80 quid and you can complete them in less than a day, so yeah, like how much you enjoy the particular content, none of us know yet, and I know what you mean. I'm hoping the same, that it's good. But kind of the amount of bulk of content we're gonna get over 4 phases should be enough to justify the 20 quid it costs. I'm hoping anyway. Like I say, unless something goes horribly wrong. I I've heard that the new maps coming are about the size of Drummond Island. Yeah, I believe somebody said that last week, that they're smaller, which again, as long as it's like fun maps, etc. Like, I'd rather a small fun map than a big crap map. So, and obviously, again, I believe I said this last week, but the best of both worlds is a big fun map. But yeah, like, as long as they're cool maps, then it doesn't really bother me if they're small. It does kind of hint towards being a bit of an insane map, though. Like, I don't know, some people said it might be going back to a bit of a Michigan feel, which is good in my eyes, but I don't know if they mean scenery-wise and the sort of flavour of it all, or if they mean the easiness. Like, Michigan was pretty easy overall, but I enjoy that a lot. I still enjoy going back to Michigan today, like when I do the review videos of new stuff and that. It's yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, I like messing around on Michigan. But if they're small maps and they're also easy, then we'll probably fly through it pretty quick, so I don't know. Are they going to make like 4 Michigan versions of Northern Aegis installation? What's it? Is that so? Buying the season pass is pretty high, in my honest opinion. Do you, like, the cost of buying it, do you mean? Do something that would still enable you to enjoy the game after all the phases. I hope, I did think of something the other day that I thought would be pretty cool if they added. And now I can't remember what it is. It might come back to me. I hope the Jeep pack is real and free for season pass owners. Yeah, true, you never know really. I think it's anyone's guess now. Know the value for money. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. If I take the first 4 seasons, the first 4 phases into account, I believe I got my money's worth as in a five quid for each phase. But there was elements I didn't enjoy, particularly phase 2, was it? Flooded foothills and that. I enjoyed it at first, but it quickly just annoyed me and I got bored of it very quickly and sort of left it. But strictly speaking, there is still a lot of SnowRunner related content left for me. But I literally have no idea what I'm stuck on. What's it doing? Truck on crack or something. I can't see anything, it's just, I don't know, it's trying to do some like weird 90s music video dance. Mods will keep the game alive even after the phases are done with. Yeah, true. Like, I personally, I could be wrong on this, it's just my opinion. I think they didn't necessarily ever, well, not say ever, but didn't realistically have a season 2 in mind. I think they probably thought, you know, by the time season 1's done, there'll just be not enough interest left in the game, which is nothing against the game. A lot of games go that way, like, quicker than a year. I genuinely don't know what I'm caught on, but it's apparently breaking me to pieces and all sorts now. Oh, is that some bin thing underneath it? Is that it? What, that thing was... pretty bad. See, I've blown a tyre now. Normally that would be an issue, but... get yourself a goddamn horse or a vehicle and it never is. How's he damaged as well? Did I load him damaged? I can't remember. Some of that. Some of that. Victory horn. Getting packed and we're good to go. See, again, I still get asked, why'd you take a loaf everywhere with you? Because he's goddamn professional. New missions on old maps would be cool. I still want to fix the unfixable bridges in Tamu and Cola. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that'd be a cool, relatively easy option for them to do, because they've already got the maps there. And yeah, there is a few bridges on Cola. I know those ones you mean. to drop the hammer a little bit more, get a bit of juice while we're here. Well, at this rate, this is just getting the fuel. To be fair, I shouldn't have to go through the farm again, because now I can snake along here to there. And then what else do I need? Cargo containers are there. Metal beams are like there and there. And consumables are also there. So yeah, this farm bit now is like the slow bit of this mission. Oh, sorry. There's an unfinished bridge in Zimnegorsk. Oh yeah. Is that as you sort of go down to the middle of the map, crossing over like that river bit? I'll have to go and get that other tampon thing in a minute. Soak some fuel up with that. Right, here in the States we have the toughest. I assume you mean bins. That was a real deal bin, that. Wasn't no made in China shit. The bin was singing born in the USA as it was fucking my truck up. Oh yeah, we've gone the wrong way in. We're doing it anyway. Ooh. Countered resistance. In my experience, you just keep holding the throttle down. Sometimes looking away. See? Look away. Oh my god. She scalped my loaf. One loaf. Just there. Just need to touch it. It's a bit skinny to be squeezing through that other side. See? I was almost going to tip that. This is what I was saying, another reason to get yourself a loaf. But my loaf is leaning on that tree, so I can't tip. Got banned professional. The Michigan maps are probably my favourite. Same here, to be honest. Overall, just general feel. I still feel like I just, yeah, enjoy driving around on those maps. And again, obviously, it's SnowRunner, it's terrain physics and all the rest of it. Half the point of it is to restrict you in various ways, but part of it as well, yeah, I just kind of like floating around Michigan. Checking the scenery out, all that sort of stuff. And just, yeah, enjoy flying around in a vehicle. So I missed that comment, but it said something about a racing game. Was it Crew 2, did you say? Well, we didn't really need that one. Alright, let's get that other tampon. Go for a bit of road training. I'll probably turn its engine off for a little. There's no happy medium in this game. Either they make it cut the engine instantly, or now it leaves it on and nails all its fuel. Where is this thing? Oh. If SnowRunner keeps making money, it'll keep getting content. Yeah, exactly. Like, again, obviously it's going to be less of a chance each year, but in theory, if Season 2 does well enough, they may make Season 3. I mean, even if they did make Season 3, I kind of get the feeling by that point they'd be looking into making SnowRunner 2, MudRunner 2, SandRunner, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but yeah. But then who knows, like, well, I've seen a meme the other day that was true. It was about Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, in 2007, there was like Grand Theft Auto 2 with the bird's eye. Oh no, sorry, it was like 1994 or something. And it was Grand Theft Auto. And then next, like, skipped ahead 10 or 15 years or whatever, and it was Grand Theft Auto 3. Skipped ahead 10 or 15 years, it was Grand Theft Auto 5. Skipped ahead, it was probably more like 10 years or something instead of 10 or 15. Yeah, and Grand Theft Auto 5 has been out for, I believe, over 7 years now. And obviously, if they had Grand Theft Auto 6 to release today, a hell of a lot of people would buy it, but they were just making so much money off Grand Theft Auto 5, I believe, particularly online. But yeah, they absolutely milked the crap out of it. I believe they are working on Grand Theft Auto 6 now. But I also believe it's going to be like, yeah, a year or like 2-3 years away. Then again, that's got 5 now, hasn't it? Yeah, so I don't need the trailer. See a trailer. And then I can make this complete truck. I need to make a t-shirt saying Tree Killer for this game. I'll have to look into it. I'm going to have another look soon. See, I can hardly talk again because I'm not going to sleep. Start mumbling. What's it called? Teespring. But I need to. I'm going to borrow my my mum or my granddad's laptop because I've not got a laptop or anything. I can't do it on my phone. I don't know why. There's a surprising amount of things that don't work very well when I'm trying to do it on an iPhone. Like some of the YouTube stuff. Yeah, Teespring. What's it? Patreon just still. Like when I made a thing where I've got everyone's name who's a member of Patreon to put at the end of every video. Like, it took hours just for me to find those names on my own Patreon. Again, it's half because I don't know what I'm doing. But still, I'm pretty sure they could make it a lot more user-friendly than it is. New brands like Peterbilt and Kenworth. Yeah, I hope they do that as well. There's a lot of trucks like that. I think it'd be cool that they should be trying to get onto it. Again, I don't care if they do some, you know, close but vague rip-off version of it, so they don't even have to secure the rights. Obviously, it'd be cool if it was called the Kenworth, etc. But I don't really care if it's going to be called the Johnworth or something, as long as it's like the same truck. But yeah, no, I agree. It would be cooler to see some pretty sort of famous, legendary names in the trucking world. Again, I'm certainly not a trucker, nothing like that. But even I've heard of those kind of trucks. It'd be nice to see some of the giants into the game. I think SnowRunner meets GTA. Well, to a degree, like, there's possibilities for them to go in that direction. Not necessarily GTA, but you could still have a possible human element of someone walking around. You could walk from truck to truck, walk around the towns if they had a bit more life to them and that. Not necessarily saying they should do this, but again, it's like now they've built the game and the sandbox and the engine and all the rest of it, they may as well explore sort of different tangents of it, because they can only make it, they could make it as like extra DLC. So again, if they made like SnowRunner Rallying and they added a DLC where you could get vehicles that actually handle pretty normal and like a rally game, yeah, if people don't like that, they don't have to buy that particular DLC, etc. I mean, one day somebody's going to make the ultimate game that's kind of going to be a blend of, say, Grand Theft Auto 5, that kind of open world thing, SnowRunner in terms of terrain physics and stuff. Get a bit of fuel on here. I don't know. The Sims, probably not too much into that, but you know what I mean. That kind of personalisation aspect of a person, blah blah blah. And then say something like Sim City, where you're kind of in charge of all that. If any, I don't know if anyone else will know this when I mention it now, but there's a video on YouTube you can watch, and it's about a game called Raw, and it sounded like it was going to be the most amazing game ever. And they were obviously like mentioning it. I think they were trying to get some kind of like funds raised, basically. to try and start this game, and it sounds like it'll be amazing, but yeah, it's just like a new startup company just wouldn't be able to build a game like that. Even Rockstar had struggled to build a game as detailed and comprehensive as that. But we're getting close to the point. Just trying to think whether I should go up this way and go around all these rocks, which are a bit of a pain, or I could try and drive through the water and then just go up there. Or I could send one each. Decisions. Got a line there off to the right. SnowRunner Meet 2.0, yeah, exactly. Which, as it stands now, I don't think would work, because the way the physics react in this game. Do we go this way? Last minute change. Yeah, things seem to go a bit mad and break down at high speed, but if they did some kind of like patch or whatever to make it make sense at high speed and all the rest of it, then yeah, like you say, they've made the product. It's a little bit like I don't know, Red Dead Redemption, but then they did that Undead Nightmare one, which was like a version where there's zombies and stuff like that. It's just like, again, you've made the map and the concept and all the rest of it, put a bit of a twist on it. Some people loved it. I suppose even when you think Call of Duty, they were just a first-person shooting game. Treyarch did the zombies as just kind of a little bonus side game, and that's now massive. Like, really, it's one of the big things that still keeps making Call of Duty like one of the biggest selling games. There's a lot of people that buy it just for the zombie stuff. I've quite enjoyed some of the zombies as well. Me and my brother on Black Ops. Kinder Totem map. Used to love slapping the zombies around on that. Map's on fire, so I missed the rest of that, but well, you never know. I mean, something like with a volcano would be pretty cool. Especially if you had some kind of like lava flow and you've got to kind of build a bridge to go over it and all that, and you, instead of water flowing underneath, you had like molten lava flowing down or something. And then I don't know, falling into a hole so it can just repeat the cycle. It'd be pretty cool. There's a mod map called Rimo's Rally. Oh, so is that like, have they added any vehicles? Oh no, it's just be a mod map really. It's all a question more of how the vehicles behave at high speed. There's vehicles now that can go fast, but unless you're just flying straight down the White Valley like airport runway, yeah, things just don't really. I quite like it in a way, because with something, even stuff like the CK-1500, once you got it fully upgraded, it sits at a nice speed, that it actually gets its back end a bit round corners, but it still holds quite nicely, like there's still a bit of grip there. And I do quite enjoy it, but yeah, if you play like, yeah, Dirt, or Colin McRae Rally, or whatever they are these days. Do they still do Colin McRae Rally? I know he's died, but I honestly don't know if they still make the game or not. I want a bright pink F750 just like the one I have in game but in real life. One day, you never know. Funnily enough, I was watching a programme, what was it called? I've watched it multiple times, I can't even remember the name. Something Restoration or something. It's on Netflix. And one of the people that worked there is like a 17, she's probably 18 on now, year-old girl, and she got a truck, and because they customised trucks and stuff, they did her truck up that it wasn't an F750, but it was pink. So probably something you'd quite like. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to turn right here. Sorry, I've seen something is safe, but the air quality is arse. Where was that dude? Sorry, man. I want the Porsche rally car on consoles. It's even unbranded. I want that Porsche rally car on consoles. What have they got? I assume then a Porsche rally car mod for what? This game on PC? Colin McRae Rally turned into Dirt and Dirt 2. Oh, did it? I've got some dirt here. Sounds a bit dodgy. Let's have a look. Oh, Dirt 4. So I'm guessing that's older than... I don't know. Or is Dirt 4... I mean, it sound like Dirt 4's newer than Dirt 2, but I don't know. I borrowed that off my brother, but I feel like that was fucking yonks ago. Couldn't I ride? What do you mean, incorporate it into this game? Well, these have the highway gearboxes. Gotta be honest, I was hoping they'd drop the hammer a little bit more. I know I am kind of running them in tandem, but as they are mods, thought they might handle it a little better. Mechanical damage over time, like tyre wear, transmission trouble. Yeah, true. Or they could even go more detailed into it with oh, I forgot what I was going to say halfway through the sentence. The reason I forgot halfway through the sentence is because I was going to say they could even go all out, and you know how like when they made Guitar Hero, and obviously to play that you have to buy the guitar as well, which was a risky strategy because a lot of people, it's like you've already got to try and sell them the game, now you've got to sell them a fairly expensive guitar on top of that. If they made a proper SnowRunner like manual gearbox that simulates a truck gearbox, I believe there is versions out there, but do you know what I mean? If they made just one that's like 30 quid extra with the game and it's a bit like the guitar equivalent for Guitar Hero, and then yeah, focus more into like actual getting the right gears and all the rest of it, and like you say, transmission wear, and if you get the wrong gears it sort of wears quicker. I know they have a very basic form of that. If you leave the diffs on too long, it kind of grinds and moans and that. Something got bought out by EA as well, God, not EA. Obviously there's been a lot of games in the past. EA's got a lot of good games and that, but yeah, I really not a fan of EA as a company. Not a fan of EA, not a fan of, I don't know, whoever runs Call of Duty. Still like Call of Duty games, not saying I'll never buy another one, but yeah, I'm not keen on the fact the companies are a bit too money mad, making some bad decisions. Wow, I didn't even know Colin died. Yeah man, it was pretty crazy. He died in a helicopter crash, I believe, which, when you think you spend your life flying around in rally cars going past trees at 100 miles an hour, and then yeah, gets rich from it, rich enough to afford a helicopter, and then crashes the helicopter, which is or wherever it did. I don't know if he was driving or flying. And who else was it in America not long ago? Kobe was it or something? Didn't he die in a helicopter crash? Was he with his daughter as well or something? It's pretty bad. I think it was Colin McRae with a kid as well. He might have been. I could be wrong on that. But either way, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, well, yeah, rest in peace. I've heard that they are holding a few mods back until Phase 5 because some of them are causing problems. Well, that's fair enough. Again, I'd rather they sort of hold them back and release it correct instead of just... Because if they release it broken, the initial, you know, like... There's a bit of an anticlimax then, and by the time they've fixed it, it's a bit old news. And Richard Burns. What, Richard Burns is dead? Colin McRae passed away in 2007. Yeah, it's crazy how long ago it was. Like, I knew it was a while ago, but I would have just off the top of my head said about like 8 or 10 years, but yeah, it was 2007. That's like, what, 14 odd years ago? That's pretty crazy. Sorry, next mission. Let's go and get some metal beams. To be honest, I could just try and go over there and rob those ones. Sounds like a plan. Let's go low. Knows how to steal metal beams. And Michael beat parts. I can't say I've ever heard of him, to be honest, dude. I don't know. What's he into? Richard Burns died from cancer. Oh yeah, do you know what? Now you say that, it does kind of ring a bell a little bit. I'll be honest though, if 5 minutes ago you just said to me, is Richard Burns dead, I think I would have said no. But yeah, now you said cancer, that does ring a bell. Okay, that's crazy, isn't it? Just shows you though, like, you never know. I might have said this before, it's a stupid little story, but when I was at school and we had a talk about smoking, for any kids watching, I'm not saying start smoking. In fact, not just in some adult, don't smoke way, but I wouldn't waste your time, it's a waste of money. But yeah, they had 2 jars with 2 lungs in it, and they said this is the lung of a healthy 30-year-old and this is the lung of a 30-year-old smoker. And they're like, as you can see, the non-smoker lung is a lot healthier, and it's like, well, whoever that lung belonged to though, clearly ain't very healthy if you've got his lung in a jar. So, who knows? Maybe he was exercising and got hit by a bus while exercising, and now he's dead. But, I don't know, his twin brother sat at home smoking, didn't get run over, but then died from smoking. So you never know. Point is, find whatever you enjoy and try and do it as much as you can, because, I don't know, as far as I'm aware, you only get one go around. I smoke, it's a bad habit and hard to quit. Yeah, same here. It's, I don't know, it's one of those things where one day, it may never happen, but I'll just quit. Like, I've got to be honest, right now, I sort of don't want to. And I kind of know I should, but I just, I don't know. Well, yeah, like you say, it's hard to quit. For anyone who doesn't smoke, like I said, younger kids wondering, it is genuinely a waste of money. It was funny at first, because I'd, well, as we say over here, they only get banned on YouTube for this now, but we call them fags. So, smoke a fag. Used to get a bit of a head rush and feel a bit dizzy and whatnot. And then, I suppose, to be honest, then I started smoking a bit of weed, sort of not crazy amounts, but, you know, teenagers being teenagers. Started smoking a bit that way, then just started smoking a little bit more regularly, and it was, I suppose, one of them. It's just, yeah, how I smoke. But I smoke a lot less than I used to. I've at least cut it down quite a lot. I used to smoke like probably 20 or 30 a day. Now it'd be, I don't know, more like 5 or 10. What's up everyone, glad to see a live stream happening tonight. Time for a cocktail. Sorry, I don't know who said that, but either way, I appreciate you joining us. Good to have you joining in. Oh yeah, do you know what? I wasn't really paying attention, but it'd be interesting to see how well this gets through here, because quite a lot of the... I remember the Phase 3 vehicles at Gevers, anyway, weren't too happy with this section, for whatever reason. To be fair, this has got a fully loaded ramp flatbed, so it's not necessarily easy. You see, goddamn horse of a vehicle sat on his back though, not only a moral support load, but no doubt adding weight. He doesn't weigh anything unless he needs to. Now he needs to. Uh-oh. He says. Well, we're all good. Get a bit of drone footage view. Seen a picture the other day of some cameraman, you might have seen it on YouTube, like a lot of pictures seem to appear these days on YouTube, of like a guy sat on a big like rigging thing, like a jib or whatever they call it, sticking right over the edge of a big dam, and it was just saying like this is how they used to have to get footage of like the dam before we had drones. It's like the amount of effort and risk, and now send the drone up, get the footage in like 30 seconds, probably better quality and everything. F-weed near where I live. What was that? Do you mean crap weed or just none around? Too buddy, and you are right about not smoking too much. Yeah, it's best to try and cut it down, but again, on the other side of the coin, like I say, if you enjoy it, then yeah, you could still end up being a 30-year-old with your lung in a jar. whether you smoke or not. And I'd say overall, smoking, yeah, ain't gonna help the situation, but like I said, you just never know. My uncle, when I was, what was I? Must have been 14, was it? Yeah, because it was a year before my dad died, and it was like a week or so before I got punched in the face or something. My uncle was 31, and I believe there was a football match going on or something, and he went down to the shops to buy some more beers at sort of half time or whatever. Said he had a headache a bit early that day and whatnot. Walked out the shop and then literally just bang, hit the floor dead from like a brain hemorrhage or something like that. And yeah, for all accounts, perfectly healthy, didn't smoke, 31 years old, etc. Yeah, and that was it. And then yeah, a week later I got punched and got my cheek broken. And then a year and a day after that, my dad died. And then I think a year after that my granddad died. Then a year after that my brother's dad died. And then a year after that my mum's best mate died of cancer. And then a year after that, who was it who died after that? I don't know, there was like literally one a year was my family was dying off. And it was like, by about 2013 odd, it's like, oh god, who's next? And then when I was coming up to 31, it's like, oh no, you calm down, brain tumours, or hemorrhages, whatever. Cargo container, I know where they are, 2 of them, we'll soon get them done. Oh, enjoy it, wouldn't do it if I didn't. But yeah, moderation is the key. I think it is with anything, to be honest. A bit of the bad stuff is good for you, like say, in moderation. Too much of the good stuff can be bad for you, doesn't it? Bruce Lee, didn't he, like, die from a heart attack? Which was probably from, like, excessive exercise. And yeah, to be fair, I mean, he's a bit of an easy example to pluck out, but still, to be honest, he would have kicked the shit out of every one of us. He was pretty damn healthy. We start dying the day we're born. The only question is whether or not we accelerate that process. True. Well, oxygen, obviously we need it to live, but it's the way it acts with us, really. It's like a poison. The thing I don't get though, and again, I might have said this before, but like, say my finger is, how old am I? I think I'm 32. Let's just go with 32. My finger is 32 years old. Why does my body keeps replacing it with another 32-year-old finger? Like, 14 years ago it knew how to make an 18-year-old finger. Why doesn't it just make another one of them? That's what I don't get. Like, I kind of feel like it's being a dick, and it could make an 18-year-old finger, but it's just like, nah. Fuck him. And that's it. Oh, that's a bit harsh. Cargo container. Can I not have another one on the trailer? What, there's only one here? Oh yeah, shit. Can we pack that back? It's not going to let me, is it? Yeah. Could do with a larger pie. That's definitely not what she said. Right. If they're unlimited here, I'll just delete it. Cargo container 4. Well, I only need 2. Can I build some there? Can't, yeah, so it's getting deleted. You only YOLO once. Exactly. Like I said, overall I've still look back at some things I did as a kid, and it's like start getting panicked again, like 20 years after it happened. Unlimited cargo, sorry. Clearly not as good as multitasking as I tried to make out. Delete cargo, remove cargo. Pipe. New pipe, there he is. I need 2, but since I've already cocked it up and drove here, we'll get 1 done. I think I'm 32. Yeah, I think I am. Probably. Sounds like something my body would do. Turn 32 like a dickhead. When, like I said, it knew years ago how to make a nice, fresh, juicy 18-year-old where I was made of like rubber and magic and I could survive everything and nothing ever hurt or ached. But no, instead, it's like, yeah, let's make sure we keep adding the fucked knee. Could just give me a new knee. It's going to replace my knee over a course of time. It ain't going to give me a good one. It'll still give me a good one on the right leg. So even more proof that it knows how to make a good knee, but it's still going to give me a shit knee on the left knee. What's all that about? Fuck CRF 450 rider, how's it going, dude? 1988, exactly. Perfect year to be born. I was supposed to be born January the 1st, 1989, but I just knew. I'd heard about this 1988 stuff and I was ready. So, November the 24th, bam. Up in time for Christmas and everything. What? I could have swore it needed a large pipe. Again, still ain't what she said. Cargo containers, metal beams, consumable. Oh. So I don't need a pipe. God damn it. Well, I don't want to delete it. We're going to remove it, but I suppose, to be honest, I could blame myself because they are written in the top corner what I need. I could have looked at it at any point. Get off pipe. Those were the days. Always it's good. I do love a bit of reminiscing. Year of 1988 crew. Again, fine year. It's just, it's got a good ring to it and everything. 1988. Again, well, oh yeah, sorry. I'm a slight delayed reaction on everything I do, it appears, but I'm gonna get another spare tyre. Because this tampon thing likes popping tyres. Sorry, I've got to go, yeah, to the train station. Fair enough. I've got to put those for that. Go this way again. I heard you say telegraph pole one time. No 32-year-old says that. What does that mean then? That I'm older or younger? Generally speaking, I've hung around with older people my entire life, so I probably have the vocabulary and just kind of, I hate saying this word, but colloquialisms of probably, yeah, more like a 40-year-old. Pretty sure I'm 32. Well, I was born in 1988, so gotta be about right, isn't it? And then at the end of this year, I'll be 33. Yeah, 2021, probably. See, again though, if I just ignore it, how does my body know? Like, if I just don't tell it I'm 33, how does it now know to make a 33-year-old finger? This is what I'm saying. It's like, it's taking a piss. Well. Oh, I'm just dragging a little stupid, I don't know, the top end of a Christmas tree. I was gonna say, I was like, I'm pretty stuck. I don't need another stupid, just winch to something I can bloody pull myself out with, man. Why game? Problem is, the bush that I've just dragged right in front of me keeps accepting my winch every time, so I can't even fling winches out. Just a tree that won't move. Leaker, hey Wolf, how is it? I hope you've been well. I've not been too bad, cheers mate. A few ups and downs, cut my finger open on I think I broke a bit of ceramic off the plate then it was in the plug hole. And then yeah, had a little rummage around to see why the water wasn't draining. Sliced my finger open. Apart from that though, it's been a, well yeah, pretty productive week. I wish there was a way to group winch points into sections or something. Yeah, exactly. Something. I know what you mean. I mean, I don't trust governments and that, but I'm willing to let them wire up some kind of computer to my head. Just if I could telepathically tell this game which bloody winch point I want without scrolling through 2.8 million of them. Well, I've been messing around quite a while with this, but could have got Kenny out for a bit. Might have to. I turn in March. What's that about? So, are you 88 as well then, you were saying? So you're older than me. I'm heading into spring chicken territory of the 88 gang. I think we should get Mr. Lone Wolf a Steam Deck. What the hell is a Steam Deck? I hear the word Steam Deck. I imagine an ironing board. It's like a deck. I'm going to rub something that steams along it. In which case, definitely, I bought an iron once when I was 18. And I ironed like half a jean leg and was like, fuck this. And then that was it. I've never ironed anything since. Like, you put a shirt on and wear it, and 5 minutes later it isn't creased. I don't know what the big fascination with irons is. Some people love them, but I couldn't give a fuck, to be honest. Ain't got time for none of that. Self-ironing, that's what I need. I suppose we probably could get this done in one if I jump the old loaf off. Broken. Give me that. I don't get, for what it's worth, how the loaf's engine apparently broke. And gearbox. I thought he was like new. No, he's still going forward in reverse. What a goddamn horse. Can we get reverse anywhere? We've got a low, not that it matters. Nope, he goes forward no matter what. I think that's stupid. No. I would have got away with it if it weren't for those pesky kids. Steam Deck is a handheld PC. Bloody hell. I'd end up using it as like an ashtray holder. Sounds good. Well, it'd be wasted with me is the sad part about it. Because just, I don't know. Like, I have an iPhone 7 Plus. And I pretty much use it like, it's like a Nokia 3310. Like, the occasional message, the occasional phone call, that's about it. I suppose, to be fair, I do go on the internet quite a lot with it. Getting out of there? Yes. One loaf. I've never noticed before that you don't have reverse gear when... oh god, give me a winch point at the front. Again, it used to. It used to be so good with winch points. Oh yeah, that's why I changed the loaf. I need some fuel. Consumables. One. Oh yeah, fuel again. I remember one day. Crapple spying in all your photo videos. Oh, do they? Well, it'll be alright. One picture of my cock and that'll fill half the server banks. They'll be down for a while after that one. Throw the balls in and that's it. Practically wasted the whole spy program. I mean, obviously on principle, excuse me, I don't like them spying on me, but then I also think whichever poor sod has to sit there and spy on me, good fucking luck to them, because I don't know. I'm just saying there'd be more interesting lives to spy on than mine, so whoever spies on me will probably just die of, like, yeah, natural causes. That's what I needed to do. Right, I've got to get this loaf off without a reverse gear, which is quite interesting. Or just got to pull his back end around. Oh, we got to keep him on there. So I'm gonna have to turn around anyway. That was a terrible on every. That's the one. Trailer. I was thinking about it. If I could just swing this trailer around, it's going to be real bad. I think this one's got, yeah, pretty decent turning circle. Not as good as the load, but not bad considering the length of the truck. Oh yes, glad whatever that is breakable. Steam Deck looks awesome, and if you already have a Steam library of games, you won't need to buy any games. Oh, so it's like, is it something then they've made, like, yeah, Steam? That's the one, see? Loaf gets skinny when he needs to. After all, he's a goddamn professional. Don't expect any less. Don't need to leave a man behind. Oh, should we go through the water again, or do I just go around the way? No physical media means you own nothing, you only rent, they decide. They want to cancel. The only thing, I agree with you, but then in reality, when you think about it, say if we talk about games as a sort of concept, I specifically bought SnowRunner on disc, even at the cost of, like, when the game went live at like 9 PM that night or whatever, obviously people who were buying a digital copy could just download it then and then they were on it. I had to wait until the next morning for my copy to be delivered. It was a bit of a dick move. They could have just sent them out a day early, but obviously it wouldn't let us play the game until a day later, but whatever. Yeah, because I wanted the physical copy. But now skip ahead 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever. They can still kind of stop me playing SnowRunner even if I've got the disc, if there's like no new updates available, or they've just closed the servers down for the online part of it and so on. So I agree with what you're saying, but I think with like how computer systems are updatable and stuff now, really you'd need to go back to like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Nintendo 64, etc., where it's like, once you own that, unless it physically breaks, like they can never shut the server down, blah blah blah, and stop you playing those games. But yeah, like, again, I can't really think of an old game on a PS4, but there'll be a load of old PS3 games that either don't work anymore, not because you don't have the disc and that, it's just, yeah, they won't release an update and it's just, that's it, it's old and done. they've given up on it. But overall, I agree with you. I would rather the gaming industry stuck to physical copies of things, and they don't even necessarily have to go with discs anymore. You could just do like a little USB. Yeah. What are they called? Is it flash drive? Something like that? I don't know, a little USB stick. And, yeah, I don't know. Have games on that, obviously, update it, all the rest of it. It's a lot less scratchable than a CD. Exactly right, Mr. Wolf. Did it with crew. Even if you own the physical copy, you can't play it because it's always online. And they, yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like, and it's sneaky on their part, definitely. Like I say, I agree that I'd almost, again, I don't like the government getting involved in hardly anything. The less the better, generally speaking. It's like just let people get on with their own lives, and they just need to do a bit of admin and tax collection in the background. But if they kind of made companies, even if you bought a digital copy, you get a physical copy as well. Not gonna lie, that I wouldn't be opposed to that. Which I don't know if it works both ways, as in, I don't think it does. Like, if I take my SnowRunner disc out, I can't play SnowRunner. So I physically need the disc, which I suppose they do that to get around, like, if I loaded SnowRunner onto my game, onto my PlayStation, and then sold the disc, someone else could load it on, and so on and so on. But with the way stuff's online these days, it won't be hard to get around that, because each download could have, like, a certain file number, and then if they see 2, they can start looking into it. My iPod is a time capsule. Same here, dude. I've, what was I, about... I was 15 when my dad died, so I must have been 16 or 17, and me and my sister got a laptop each, which was, like, after his life insurance and a few things basically paid his other debts off, and then fixed a little, well, not fixed the house up, he dug the whole living room up, everything, like he'd gone to town. The only tidy thing of his house was the garage where he kept his bikes because he loved racing. Oh, there. Oh, that's why I'm winched. Yeah, and I had a iPod 32GB or whatever I got for Christmas, and someone my stepdad knew at work had these discs that had like 1,000 songs on each disc, and they had all sorts of music on, so I ended up putting all of them on my iPod. And yeah, there's some seriously random stuff. 15 grand, do you know what, that didn't pay out a lot considering. I thought these missions were a bit more generous, but 15 grand's not a whole lot. I mean, I certainly, if I was paying attention to what I was doing, I went and grabbed that large pipe and stuff, and I didn't need to do that, but still, I thought that mission would have been nearer 20-25 grand. I played SnowRunner when the internet went out, by just putting Steam in offline mode. Yeah, I mean, again, like, there's... as it stands now, if my internet got disconnected and all the rest of it... Let's go and get Kenny for a bit and we'll find something to do. I can obviously play SnowRunner, and I like that. It's the same with, like, say, Grand Theft Auto. I personally am not a fan of Grand Theft Auto Online. Been on it a little bit, like I said to you. I went on it. Some guy fucking killed me as I came out of the casino for no reason whatsoever. And then I literally sat outside the casino for 40-45 minutes. And the second he stepped out the doors, I blew him away and then stole his car. And then he spent the next 30 minutes chasing me around the map, of which I had an extremely high heart rate. Was having a good time because he couldn't catch me, because I was just doing laps of the highway. But he eventually quit, and then I quit, and it was like, that's it. I'm never going on Grand Theft Auto Online again, because that guy will never ever get the chance to kill me back after I waited nearly 3/4 of an hour just to shoot the prick. But again, I was just coming out the casino. I heard if you go online and you go into the casino, there's a chance you could win this amazing new car for free on a spin. So I was like, sod it, I'll go on it. Did it? Yeah, didn't win the car. Walked out, got shot, and then that was it. I take things too personally on stuff like that. So I like offline stuff. Again, I mean, yeah, Grand Theft Auto, I can go just on the single player mode whenever I feel like it. Is there a login mission around there? It'd be pretty cool. I think I did a lot of the login missions because I quite like them. Stone Creek Lumber. Oh yeah, ticked. What else we got? Let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, it's just the paper mill and stuff like that. Alright. Change of plan. Let's go to Grainwoods River. That's the one. Have to sub to be able to buy music. What's that with? Have to sub to be able to buy music. To be honest, I've bought a lot of my music on I suppose like Apple or whatever, which there's fors and against. I'm certain. By the way, I've got Apple phone and that. I'm no particular fan of Apple. I know their practices, all the rest of it. I just like hassle-free shit, and my iPod that I got when I was 15 still works. My iPhone 4 I got 11 years ago still works, and my iPhone 7 I got 4 or 5 years ago still works. And yeah, because I'm horrifically bad at learning new technology and all the rest of it, the fact that it just stays alive and I can milk it for as long as I can suits me pretty nicely. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I've got the music on Apple. The good and the bad side, like I used to own CDs, say when I was a teenager. Those CDs are scratched and gone now. Albums I bought on iTunes, even 8 years ago, whatever, I could have lost my phone or had a house fire and all that. If I then get another phone and go back onto iTunes, I own, as long as I keep having an Apple phone, I suppose, like, I kind of own the ability to listen to that song forever now, even if I keep, like I said, if a house fire and you lost all your CDs and all the rest of it, it's like, so there's fors and against. It can be expensive, but then after, I don't spend crazy amounts on music. Every now and then you get like an album that's got, 15 great songs on it, and it's like on offer for £3, and then it obviously ain't 99p a song. But yeah, there's still a bit of a rip. The problem is, I'm not a fan of Apple, but who else is doing a better job? If you know what I mean. Like, I don't really like Google and that either. I like Samsung. I've got a Samsung telly, but I've just never had, like, is it the Samsung Galaxy? I'll just see quickly if there's a login mission on it. If not, we'll change Kenny to something else. Oh, there probably won't, yeah, because it's the same contracts. Gone with a win. Nope. Sub to them tube music app. Only then you can you buy new music. Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I suppose the rest of the music I do go on YouTube and then just listen to songs there, which I suppose they do quite often put an advert at the start of each song and it ends usually, but at least they don't interrupt it halfway through with an advert. Oh yeah, it's that dairy, innit? Let's go and grab that while I'm yapping away again. Technology is so broken. What do you mean? Not necessarily disagreeing, but what angle are you going for? May as well change it to something else if I'm recovering the dairy. I like the look of that log thing though. What's that? Kenny's got a massive head. Sod it. Why not? See what Super Kenny's like. I just want to pay to buy music, not extra, to a subscription service so I can play music with the screen off on phone. Yeah, I know what you mean. There is, like, even YouTube now, it always says to me every time I click off it to look at another app quickly, it pops back up saying if you pay for YouTube, you can have, listen to it in the background while the app's closed and all the rest of it. Oh yeah, shit, I don't need a trailer. Oh wait, I probably need a goddamn professional, right? Yep. Looks like there's room on that cabin. Yeah, I don't like all that subscription stuff. Even, what's the Spotify or whatever? I mean, I've heard, like, a lot of people are happy with that, but I don't know. I'm quite particular with my music, but it's random as anything. Like, my phone has just the oddest amalgamation of music. But yeah, I mean, I've not got like thousands of songs or anything like that, so bought them all now. Over 11 years, only spend the odd quid here and there every 2 or 3 months or something for a song, and yeah, got a few hundred now, and that'll do. Like I said, the rest I just get off YouTube or something. I'm too cheap for all the smartphone crap. I'm not paying like £1,000 for a phone when you can get a laptop for 400. Again, to a degree, I agree. Back when me and my brother both bought a iPhone 4 at the same time, and I believe they were 625 quid each. But at the time, I had a Nokia that was falling apart so badly, it's genuinely true, the on and off button fell out of it. And to turn my phone on and off, for whatever reason, one key that was on my set of keys that was for an old bike lock years ago, I used to be able to stick that in the hole where the on and off button used to be and turn the key like you were starting a car, and it would turn my phone on and off. It was only that one key that did it as well. There must have been something with like the metal at the end was just, I don't know, it worked. Yeah, and then we were looking like, oh, could we buy a laptop and all this and all that, and in the end, to be honest, when it was like the phone, I kind of used it as a laptop, a phone, and say then a camera. I mean, I'd probably, if phones didn't come with cameras, I don't think I'd be in a rush to just own a camera on its own. But yeah, I do and I don't get what you mean. I'm certainly not like, I don't care about the latest phone. Like, I bought the iPhone 4. The only reason I bought the iPhone 7 Plus is because my iPhone 4 was full of memory, or the memory was full. It was lagging and going ultra slow. The battery was about dead, and loads of the apps kept saying I need to update the app, but then when I go to update it, it just says, yeah, you can't update it on this old phone, basically. You need like a certain system software, but then because the phone was old, it wouldn't let me update to that system software, etc. Yeah, so then I reluctantly got the 7 Plus, and I've still got that now, and I will continue to use it until it breaks or it starts hassling me about like it's too old to use certain apps. And then I will get the latest, newest thing there is, but not because I give a shit that it's the latest or newest, just that that'll buy me the longest amount of time before it's not the newest. And that's about it. That has been my phone purchases like throughout my entire life. Like I said, I've only had about 4 or 5 phones in my life. A 3310, something like a 5560, some other Nokia that was already like a 5-year-old Nokia my friend had used, and then yeah, iPhone 4 and iPhone 7 Plus. I have an iPhone 10, is that an R or just and my music app is awesome, full albums free. I think, yeah, is there something else that Apple do now where I think you can pay like a relatively small subscription a month and get, just listen to every song I think they've got. Again, it depends how much you like music. I certainly do like music, but I don't know. It's not high enough on my priority list to be subscribing to it at the minute. Only because going to school online that I was sponsored to own one, Acer Aspire 3, about $800. Yeah, I mean it's funny because just sorting a few things out in the last week, phone calls and stuff, speaking to the bank and all that. There's, you know, when they just assume like you have internet, and I just find it quite funny where it's like, well, technically I don't have internet, it's just that my granddad happens to live in the flat below me, and he does have internet, and because it's a house that's been converted into 2 flats, it's basically like, yeah, I'm near enough to his internet that I can just use it as well, and obviously it's just unlimited internet anyway, so it makes no difference cost-wise. But yeah, it's just funny how these days they just kind of assume you've got internet and assume you've got a phone and all the rest of it, and it's like, certainly back in the 90s, I don't know, they barely assume you have a phone of any sort. But then to be fair, pretty much everyone these days has got a phone. Had a phone that had built-in FM radio player. True, I believe I what's it? I think, yeah, the 50 something. I'll have to look what the name of that one was. It had like, it's almost like a Kinder Egg shell, the way the case came off. You push 2 buttons in the middle and it'd like, the top half of the shell had come off and the bottom half, and it was waterproof. Well, again, like years later, it was the bottom bit that you kind of, like a dust cover was missing and all sorts. And yeah, I was drunk, because I'm going to piss in a toilet in a pub whilst talking to my mate, and then I dropped it in the toilet, and I did not stop pissing. And that's what my friend, the last thing he heard was me pissing on my phone, and then it cut out. But I did need that piss. It was an important one. What have I got to do with this dairy? What the hell? Why? Why game? It made the game think I was going to prioritise a random piece of wood on the shore. So is it now just going to be an even bigger dick? Oh no, it's going to let me actually have the winch point. Built-in AM/FM radio receivers, but most providers disable them because use of money. Yeah, there's definitely, well, you can see some of the richest companies in the world are the old phone companies. Even like messages you send, for example. It's definitely more complicated than I'm going to make it sound, and I'm not very good at this sort of stuff, but what was it? Yeah, like your phone has to communicate back with like just the phone company and etc. from time to time anyway, even if you never send a message. But when you do send a message, they piggyback that message on the messages that are already going back and forth to the server. So basically it costs them nothing, but they charge us 10p for a message. Well, now I get charged 12p per message. I've got a thing where I can put like 15 quid on and then I get free messages and minutes and all that shit. But yeah, it costs them like nothing, because again it's just part of like, they piggyback it on the back of little signal packets that they're already sending. Oh yeah. It's the dairy I'm supposed to get in it, not the old goddamn horse. What if the winch point will allow me? Do I even need to bring this trailer with me? I can't really remember. We're gonna. Wait, no, wait. We'll be back. Oh, shame that cable didn't, like, just go through the loaf. Could have flicked them over, I reckon. Oh, I have to say, this Kenny's got some pull to it, because I kind of didn't even notice that I had the derry on them. Which is a good sign. Let's get a bit of daylight while we're at it. Actually, Wi-Fi for a couple of years now, since school pays for Wi-Fi. I share mine. I used to have the little SIM card dongle thing or whatever it's called that you used to have to like plug into a laptop. That was a laptop me and my brother bought. It might have been before the it might have been not long before the iPhone. It's the one that Adam, it wouldn't load, so he stabbed it with a screwdriver, and then we didn't have a laptop anymore. That's probably why we ended up agreeing on the iPhone each route, because then if he wanted to stab his iPhone he could, but it meant my iPhone didn't have to get stabbed as well. for a Nokia, Galaxy S4, my boy Aussie knocked the phone off the table into his water dish. I dropped my phone into the sink like a month or two ago. Apparently the iPhone 7 is waterproof, but I don't know, I'm certainly not too keen on finding out. Like, it was fine. I mean, obviously it wasn't in there for very long, but it definitely got a dunking. No doubt about it. Trailer now as well. What truck is he using? It's Kenny. Let's have a look. Kenny K100 12x12. It's, I believe, the newest of the Kenny mods. And most importantly, it doesn't absolutely nail your memory, so you can actually still have other trucks or whatever else trailer packs. And yeah, it's pretty good. I'll be honest, it does feel a little bit tippy. I do think this terrain's probably a bit tippier than it first looks. Like, the camera angle doesn't really do it justice sometimes, but nonetheless, I think stuff like the iceberg and that would be more planted. But yeah, overall it's definitely like a good truck. The fact that it's pulling this derry and I can barely tell it's pulling the derry is a pretty good sign. Right, nothing going on the inside of that telegraph pole, because otherwise, you know what'll happen? Oh, now it hit the tree instead. Yay. There is fun. I say, low frame start of engine. You're gonna make me do it, game. You're not just get the derry out of the tree. That is how this is gonna end. I have no regrets. It's not my derry. I'll give it one more go. You never know. Completely worth it. I've got to be honest, I have no doubt whatsoever the Loaf will be able to rescue this for fun, because it doesn't feel very heavy at all, but it is quite handy just having an autonomous winch. Right, one more go, giving it a good old tug. That's what she said. If not, I'll accept. Do it a long, boring way. S8 is waterproof, thank goodness, but I had to dry out the port. Yeah, I just blew pretty bloody hard. What? Oh, I just did some weird disconnect. Do you know what? Fuck it, man. It's a pain in the arse. Worst thing is it's not even stuck on a tree, it's stuck on a branch of a tree that clearly rip off in real life. Yeah, I mean, still, like, even though apparently mine was waterproof, I wasn't keen. Certainly not planning on repeating these situations. But it's good that they are waterproof these days. They should be. When you actually think back in the 90s and sort of 2000s, how many phones, like, how many billions in phones must have died just from, yeah, being dropped in water and stuff. But again, close enough, I was pissing on mine, but that'll do it. I can confirm. Piss counts as water, as far as the phone knows. Right, just winch, yes. Winch, nice and close. Can get free upgraded for 2 monthly bill, cough up money for new port, and eventually screen. Current one has artifact burnt in. I again, like, say my phone battery is still being a twat. The thing I'll get on to in a second with my battery, it's a bit annoying. yeah, I want to change it, but I don't know. I kind of don't trust myself changing it, but then I don't trust anyone else changing it, really. I don't know. I heard about a woman the other week that I think she sent a phone in to get repaired, and whoever repaired it went on it, found some nude pictures of her, and then put them online, and then she sued Apple for like 5 million. And then it's like, well, fucking hell, actually. I'll take a load of pictures of myself naked and then keep sending it in to repair shops. Seen as one of them. Uploads me. That's it. Retired. I mean, let's be honest, if that woman and that Apple employee were in on a scam together, they just earned 2.5 million quid each pretty fucking easily. Sorry I'm late to the stream. No worries, dude. Not a problem. 6,700. That's probably not too bad considering I'm just like drag out a piece of crap over here. We've still got the train. What's Kenny like with the train? We'll find out quickly. I'm not going to be on this stream too much longer, to be honest. Bit of messing around though. I couldn't resist. It's weird looking at Kenny. He looks a lot fatter when he's got this shed thing on his back. I was trying to turn, but the game had other things in mind. Something on your phone, did you fish it out or just flush it? I fished it out. I can't remember if I flushed it first or not. I was incredibly rat-arsed at the time, so pretty vague memories, but I do kind of remember pissing on it. I don't know, does the 5-second rule still count? I know it does if you drop like a piece of toast on the floor, but I don't know about a phone in a toilet of piss. Probably 5-second rule's probably pushing it. Well, I highly doubt it. You know, one last thing as well, I just want to check a bit later. Get rid of Kenny from it. Oh, shit, I left both of those tampons on the other map, didn't I? Where is it? Because it's got a crane on it. And if I remember last week, it was reasonably strong. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as strong as the... what's it? The heavy wrecker. But you never know. The heavy wrecker couldn't lift the train, but only just. And my money would personally be on that this isn't going to be able to lift the train either, but for science, we need to know. Apple sales, sorry. I'd lose the job I do. Oh, I don't have for 2.5 million, exactly. I'd do a lot for 2.5 million. $2.5 million, you're going to be able to buy something that'll help you forget whatever it is you did to get 2.5 million. Well, I mean, my mum even said to me earlier, talking about pensions, and yeah, it's like, worst case, if I get to like 80 and I have no money and I'm going to be homeless, I am going to attempt, probably fail, to like rob a bank or something, because why wouldn't I at that point? So like, that's my retirement plan. If I've not made it by the time I'm 80, then just stick a sock on my head and that's it. Write stickers, this is a fuck up. Put the money in the bag. That's the only other thing I can think of. That's why I haven't done a face reveal yet. Like I said, I might have to, I don't know, become like an international drug runner or something. Start being like Lord of War, buying guns from Eastern Europe. Oh yeah, sorry, I did the engine, didn't I? S100. I've not got the mod downloaded at the minute, dude. Starting to fuck up. Exactly. I mean, again, certainly won't be planning on harming anybody. Well, I've always wanted to rob a bank, because I've probably said it before, but I watched that programme years ago where some smug tosser was like, oh, banks are so well protected these days, I'd practically challenge you to try and rob one. And it was like, right, that will be my evidence in court that I was given permission. Well, he dared me. Don't care if it's robbing banks, dares a dare. Shouldn't have been so frivolous with the English language. How do you rob a digital currency? There'll be a way. I mean, to be fair, I'm certainly no expert in the matter. I'll just rob the physical thing that is able to represent the digital currency. So, I like, walk into Bitcoin head offices, grab one computer monitor, like, that's right, boys. All of the Bitcoin is in this one monitor, and I'm out of it. Consider me retired. And then I'll be see me in the car park trying to tip Bitcoins out of it. Although I did hear something a few months ago that was pretty funny. Long story short, some bank overcharged this guy for ages, and yeah, he was just having trouble with it. Thought about it. I mean, it's done a wheelie. There's no way. What could we? Still hope. Well, not a lot, but let's just think for a minute. Yeah, basically, long story short, the bank kept owing him money, and he sent the debt collectors round in the end, and debt collectors went into the bank and started, like, taking the furniture and all that, which I thought was highly amusing, since they are a multi-billionaire corporation. Funnily enough, I got a letter the other day from a credit card, and it says that I owe them the £500 I use, and it's like, what? I don't remember reading the part where I have to give it back. I definitely read the part where I get to spend 500 quid. I thought it was a reward for when we bailed the fuckers out in 08. So, yeah. Now they want it back, and it's like, really? Are you sure? See, this is why I don't think I should have to pay them back. Because if I've got whatever credit rating, I actually had a pretty good credit rating. 18 months ago, I had, like, a pretty bloody good credit rating for my age and all the rest of it. But say then my stepdad had a better credit rating than me. So if I went to get a loan, I'd get given, just for the sake of argument, 20% APR. He could get it for 10% APR. And the reason they'd loan him money at a cheaper rate than they would loan me money is because I'm a higher risk than my stepdad. But then my point to that is like, well, guess what, boys? You took more risk lending it to me, and it fucking bit you. You were right. I was more risky. Like, that's their game they're in. They're supposed to evaluate risk, and it's their risk. If I have to pay them back at all costs, then why do I get charged more in interest for it being more risky? Like, yeah, see what I mean? I mean, I'll pay it just because I don't want to let them have that shit on me, but you know what I mean. I could easily not pay them because they don't know where I live, and yeah, there's not really a lot they can do about it, to be honest. So, but still, it just made me laugh. It's like, I might just ring them up. Ring them up and see if they want to give me another credit card. Be like, well, if you give me a credit card with 1,000 on it, I could definitely pay the one back that's got 500. Well, what do you think? Deal? Anyone here watch General Cody? I don't know. I don't even think I heard of it, to be honest. The fine print, exactly. Must have been the fine print, because I'm pretty sure it said I can spend 500 quid, but I didn't see the bit where they want it back. Like I said, I want my fucking money back from 2008, where they crashed the fucking place, and then we bailed them all out. So, far as I'm concerned, that's like dividends. I might send them back a letter saying, fuck it, you owe me 500 quid actually. I've just decided. If we're inventing shit that we owe each other, then yeah. In fact, fuck it, now you owe me 600. Cost you 100 quid for me to send the letter. That's how you get them. Oh, there's lots they can do. Yeah, but this is the thing though that makes me laugh. They say, oh, it'll harm your credit rating, and it's like, can I have a loan please? No. Why? Because your credit rating's not very good. So my credit rating's not good enough to get a loan, but if I don't pay that back, my credit rating's going to suffer, and that will mean I can't get a loan. So again, where's the threat or harm in that? Again, I mean, like I said, I'm going to pay it, but it's just the principle of it. Like, I still like to entertain the idea of just winding them up for a little bit, because they need it. Keep them on their toes. If you need money, you can't get it. Yeah, exactly. And then, like, those that do. Again, like, I had a perfect credit thing going. It was just obviously with all this COVID lockdown, like, you're physically not allowed to go out and work. Yeah, I stopped paying the credit card because it was like, well, fuck that. I'm eventually going to stop paying it and miss a payment anyway, so I'm not even fucking around trying to bend over backwards over it. Like I said, it's 500 quid, so they'll live. Also, Richard Branson, just been flying around in space and all sorts, so I'm sure he'll manage. I'm sure he'll scrape by over Christmas. Age of Iceberg, first mod I got. Oh yeah, I was looking for something with a tail lift thing. Can't remember if I've got anything that has a tail lift. Sorry, first mod I got, a most reliable and useful truck I've ever used, almost unstoppable. The Ace of Iceberg is definitely a beast. I believe I've got one in here somewhere. I probably just went past them. There was one, there's the old loaf. I just want something to wedge the nose of the tampon down. Sounds really dodgy if you were out of context, but this might work with a big crane. Just to see if the crane power can lift the train. Obviously at the minute it's wheelie and there's just not enough weight in the vehicle to find out. To hell with the corporate greed. Yeah, 7 years to reset credit. But that's what I'm saying though, even before I didn't pay the credit card, I didn't qualify for any loans. So then when they say if you don't pay this credit card back, your credit rating will go down, it's like, yeah, but who gives a fuck? Because it serves no purpose to me anymore anyway. And like I said, I still would like an answer to the like, yeah, they're in the risky money lending business and they took a risk and it bit them. Like, it is what it is. I mean, if I go and buy something off Gumtree and sell it on eBay and then I lose money, I don't send a letter to the bank, do I? Saying, oh, I bought a fucking pillow and tried to sell it and I lost money, so give me some back. Because they're out here making stupid decisions. Now they're trying to let me sort it. It's like, fucking hell, do you want me to come down there and run the bank as well while I'm at it? Because I can. Give me that safe code. I'll keep it safe for you. Right. Do with the it's just nowhere near, is it? There's things I could do and balance and all the rest of it, but I don't know why. It's quite funny with its little arms. What are we on? Nearly 2 hours. It's like it's hugging the crane. I'm gonna find one more little mission to do and then we're done. Do we do it on this map or not? Oh yeah, is that the trailer? Oh yeah, I got it stuck there last time. Right, let's go and wrench that trailer out, take it round to there, and then we're done. Let's take the iceberg, since someone was just mentioning it a minute ago, and it is a goddamn beast. Yeah, 7 years to reset credit. I can live with that. So what'll I be? 39. Sounds like a good age to get a loan to me. Should give me time to grow a mustache, put a hat on, call myself SnowRunner. See if it works. Oh yeah, iceberg. What am I doing? See again. This is lack of sleep. Like, just a mess. That's why like the amount I've been able to get done in the last couple of weeks is a rare thing. As I am scrolling at full speed. The game just has a different idea on. We don't see eye to eye on what scrolling speed actually is. No, down for the 80th time. Easiest to just restart that mission. That is true. We could, but I'm just now kind of tempted to see if I can even rip that out of there. We need to know. The science. We've got a crane. I reset my credit a lot faster by just doing a bankruptcy and it worked for me. Exactly, good for you. Like, not that I still wouldn't personally, like, again, I could ignore that credit card, but I'm not going to. But I used to sort of, I don't know, sort of principle-wise think, oh, I wouldn't want to blag the system or take advantage and all that. After watching the state of the world, and particularly the people that run it for the last 10 or 15 years, fucking take every little bonus and cheat and life hack you can, because all the people at the top are at it on a scale we couldn't even fathom. So, fuck it. Again, not that I'd do anything dodgy or, like I said, it's well, I mean, again, if I get to retirement age, might have to rob a bank, but that's a backup plan. I don't think you can get arrested for a backup plan, can you? I've got like 15 different agencies heading towards my house as we speak. Right, the FBI and SWAT team come flying through the window in a minute. I mainly use the iceberg for really harsh terrain and really soft mud. I like using balanced vehicles that provide me challenge. No, I agree with that. Every now and then, I do just like to purely go flying around in an iceberg to almost nullify the terrain. But for the most part, yeah, I use the iceberg on like the maps that are normally horrifically slow and boring, and this makes them still fun. But say a bit like tonight, I've been using that tampon thing for most of the night. Even though I prefer the iceberg, yeah, I still like say, like the challenge and that, and yeah. But this ends up being, I think, nicely balanced on the worst, kind of harshest terrain and the annoying maps. What happens if we drive into the train? Science local. Oh. bankruptcy covered around 35 grand, mostly my ex's medical debts. Yeah, you see, that's the thing, it's like, but that company or whatever will be insured, so it'll be some other corporation, conglomerate thing, probably a bank that will then pay them out. If the banks ever fail, the government bail them out. Where the governments get the money from? By taxing everybody. So again, like, we did literally bail the banks out in '08, like, although I'm obviously just being facetious and taking the piss. They do owe me that 500 quid. It's like, in rights, I should say, no, go fuck yourself. That is, like, yeah, that's payment returned for you multi-millionaires wrecking the economy and then taking all of our money so that you lot don't go bankrupt, whilst, yeah, normal people went bankrupt and lost their houses and stuff. So again, people who then take advantage of the same system, it's like, these days I sort of think, good for you. Not that I looked down on them back in the day, it was just for my personal choice, it was like, nah, it's not for me. But these days I can sort of, yeah, I just can see why people are like, fuck it. It's a pretty harsh world. And, I don't know. There ain't no bonuses for, I don't know, just, yeah, trying to do the right thing. It seems like all the people doing the wrong thing are the ones getting rewarded the most, sadly. Right, I've got to be honest, that was easier than I thought. Well, until it tipped. So, question 2. Oh, I've got a crate on me. It's not the end of the world. I thought there'd be a box here, though, to reset the mission. Gee, look at your videos, Wolf. Been watching all day. I appreciate it, dude. Got to, yeah, hear you enjoying them. Accidentally killed a loaf on the way back. Be a pretty messy trailer flip, but we've got the job done. I'll do it. Can we even get it on here? I think this is the saddle one. We'll find out in a minute. Again, I'm pretty sure he's relaxed the strictness of how close the trailer has to be. Not to like a broken amount, just to a convenient amount. Has a channel here, was America's biggest jewel thief. He was in federal prison from about 96 to 07. I knew a guy years ago called Lenny, I think it was. He's dead now, rest in peace, but I didn't know him very well. A lot of the people, like I said, that I used to hang out with were like in their 40s and 50s. They know him pretty well, and apparently he was in prison in London. He was in the same prison as the Cray twins, for, I don't know if any Americans have heard of them, whatever, but they were like a bit of a famous sort of East End gangsters, and he was a safe cracker. Like, that was his job, to rob safes, and he was a safe cracker. And yeah, by the time I ever met him, he was like 88, and he was going mad, like he had Alzheimer's and all sorts. First thing he said to me when I ever met him was, I could backflip down this road quicker than you could run down it. And I was like, I don't know if he's being serious or not. Like I said, he was a bit excuse me, yeah, off his rocker. But apparently he was like the real deal, sort of back in the 40s and 50s, like, I don't know, stethoscope or dynamite cracking into safes. Which, I don't know, I kind of, again, it certainly wouldn't be my thing I'd be doing, but I don't know, there's something, not, I wouldn't say admire, but it's just quite funny to meet someone who literally didn't give a shit and just, yeah, like, broke into banks and tried to rob safes and stuff. I don't know, it's quite a funny sort of relic these days. You don't really hear it these days. Like it says on Layer Cake, it's harder to get your money in banks now than it is to get it out. Of course you wouldn't winch to the life, because that would make life convenient. It's pretty good on the winch points though. How do I unlock missions in this game? By doing missions? Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'll just quick overview, like, around the map, so you've got like that mission there, for example, called, well, it's the one I'm doing now, mobile telephony or whatever. When you originally explore the map, you would need to kind of drive here to the square there, and then you press like right on the D-pad or something to select the mission, and then it'll end up in that list. So these are all the missions I've collected around the map that I've still not done yet. And yeah, that's about it. You can go and collect all the missions on the map before you've completed one. But I suppose within a degree, obviously there's a certain like element of randomness, but as you complete one mission, you tend to discover another mission and so on. So yeah, kind of scout around and look for those yellow squares or whatever, or yeah, just find one mission, start completing that, and you should keep unearthing them in sort of a bit of a chain reaction, at least until you sort of get used to what's going on. I feel I'm running out of them. What is that, the missions? Layer Cake, good play. Yeah, it is, man. It's I suppose that, yeah, it's sort of from back in the day now. Feels like it's not an old film really, but it probably is now really. But yeah, definitely a very good film. Yeah, I like, again, I don't know how many of you Americans have seen films like Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels or Snatch. They're pretty good. I don't like Guy Ritchie, he's a bit of a tosser, but I can't lie, he makes a pretty bloody good sort of interesting film with lots of twists and turns, and yeah, they're pretty good films. If you haven't seen them, they're worth it. Have You Rocket? Is that the lift-off? I've not yet, you know. About 10 years old, if I recall correctly. It could be. I genuinely, again, have no idea. It's one of them. It could be 10 years. It could be like 17 years, if you know what I mean. And it's, well, what did they have? They had an Audi RS6. Me and my brother were looking at buying one of them at one point. So, what, I don't know, you might have had like a 54 or an 05 plate. So, what, I don't know, yeah. My guess would be it's nearer 15 years old. Just pure guess though, again, like, could be wrong. Am I even going the right way? I thought I had to... Why has it got a weightlifting mission there now? Again, my bad for not paying attention, but it's not really bad. I've only drove down this little bit here. Pretty sure I didn't select weightlifting though, unless I just never selected this one in the first place. Somewhere across there and up there. I like the two crank movers. Yeah, true. They've aged not badly either. I watched, in fact, it might have been both of them sort of a few months ago. And obviously it's just supposed to be like a stupid film. But yeah, I don't know, they are like, yeah, sort of does what it says on the tin. It's a bit of a silly film, but kind of funny and entertaining enough that it's worth watching. kill these trees? Yes. And go over tree stumps? Yes. Way get yourself an iceberg and a load. Layer Cake 2004. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's the same year my dad died. Yeah, so that, yeah, a little bit older even than I thought. And I thought maybe, yeah, what did I say, 05, 06, 07, something like that. But 04, so yeah, I bet they had like probably a brand new RS6 then in that then. Or it might have been like a 52, 53 plate. Oh yeah, for those of you that aren't English, in the UK we had like, in 2003 you had 03 plates for the first half of the year. They actually divide it does it in every third 9 months, but forget that. And then you have 53 plates for the second half of the year, and then 04, or 2004 would be 04, and then 54, 2005 would be 05, and then 55. And then yeah, I was just trying to think what reg plate they had. Because like I said, me and my brother, we didn't have enough money at the time to get one. We were sort of close, but dreaming. I suppose that's why a matter of years later we ended up getting an M5, because it was like we just wanted some car like that. Bit of a fan of cars in general, so yeah, that's crazy. 2004. That's a long bloody time ago. That film doesn't feel that old. I suppose that's another film that's aged pretty well because again, like, wouldn't really feel out of place. And to put it in perspective, in 2004, Facebook, well, I was going to say didn't exist. I believe it existed by then, but it didn't exist for the whole world to use. I believe at that point he'd like developed it, and it was, I think it was like a few kind of elite schools, like Harvard had it, and I don't know, Yale or whatever. Like there was a few kind of upper end unis and that I think that had it, but yeah, it hadn't really, you know, spread around the world. I think it was around 04, 05 it blew up. And that, so yeah, when they made Layer Cake, like, Facebook was sort of never even been heard of. Only way I'll get these massive contracts done, what is that, with mods and stuff? That's about the same time I gave in and started using mods. What was that on this map? Oh yeah, I've got to cut across the right, I remember this catching me out last time. Good films are timeless. It's true, but then what was there? There's a film I watched the other month that kind of aged pretty badly, but at the same time it's kind of a classic. What was it? It might have been Demolition Man. Is it with Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes and Sandra Bullock and a few others? Yeah, I don't know, it didn't... There's a few elements to the film that were very timeless and quite ahead of its time, and they, certain aspects, predicted life in the future, which we're kind of in now. But there was other aspects of it that just did age terribly. I haven't done anything with mods yet other than a few test drives. Yeah, well, like I say, I've got like both playthroughs, so I just kind of make missions, or redo missions really. I've technically already done. There's probably this mission somewhere on video. 8,600. Well, if I didn't take the wrong turn and go to the train station, then yeah. Right, we'll fly back and then I'll call it a day, because yeah, I'm just going to sort of float around, keep doing missions really. But like I said, I've already sort of gone over these. What's the name of this truck? Damn, it's tough. It's the Azov Iceberg. It's yeah, a modder. I'm trying to think, order the name. I believe it's Fox CRF 450 Rider. Yeah, it's got the Azov Iceberg, the twice twin steer. It's got quite a few to it. They're very good mods, well worth getting, because they take up Soddle memory. They're incredibly stable. I don't believe I've ever had even a blue screen while I'm using one, not even once. Yeah, they're not. They use Soddle memory of like the memory, and they also use Soddle RAM, which again is like you have a certain amount of RAM space after you've downloaded all your mods, and these use soddles, so you can turn loads of its mods on and yeah, keep them all on. They're definitely worth checking out. And yeah, I mean, you can see how like much of a beast the vehicle is. In fact, we'll go for a quick little lap flying around. Yeah, and it's nice every now and then because the game hasn't really catered to this level of good truck, so it's nice to have the option. When you've had enough of the terrain and you just, even if you're not getting missions done, you just need to drive around at this kind of speed. And yeah, kind of dominate the terrain rather than limp around over it, then this is pretty good option. Gotta wonder if the S100 big enough to flip the train. If it won't, nothing will. That's true, I'll have to at some point. I haven't even got the mod at the minute. I uninstalled it only for memory purposes, so I'll have to get that back at some point and try it, because it's a good point. I'm curious myself if the S100 could do anything with the train. Let me do the iceberg. Was my first mod, couldn't have done Imandra without it. Yeah, I imagine it like it. Make Imandra a very nice, enjoyable map. Can it run this P12? Well, I will accept. Got a wrong winch out. Or wrong side. He did that one. Well, tipping's fair enough, but if I got the right winch point out, I could have saved that. But the fact that it just drove over a P12 is, yeah, I just like this thing. It is definitely a beast. He says as I'm about to kill it. There's one of them apparently indestructible bins. Can't jump the wall, there's no pipes to hit on the wall. Anyway, before I just milk like another half an hour on the live stream of me dicking around, not even doing anything, yeah, I'll probably call it a day there in a minute. I think Frog's monster with a crane might be able to flip the train. Frog's monster. Oh yeah, true. Is that mod even available these days? It might still be to people on PC. I don't even think we have the option of it anymore on console for some reason. P12 wins. Yeah, I don't know. I did drive over it. The winch thing was just a little bit unlucky. In theory, it should have flung out like my top winch, because that would have actually been closer, but it did the bottom one. Yeah, I don't know. I would say the my vote is the iceberg won that. Well, 0.75 of a drive over. What's that with? Not a beast now. Good thing is though, again I had that autonomous winch on it, and it's got plenty of length. That's what she said. So yeah, hassle free. Like, I did get a bit unlucky there. Like I said, flinging a winch out. If it had caught with the top winch, I wouldn't have rolled. But the fact that, yeah, if you want, you can go the old school way and bring another truck to flip yourself and rescue, blah blah blah. But if you can't be arsed, you just got the autonomous winch. Bang, it's done, and you're back on your way. So yeah, I do. I enjoy the iceberg a lot. I'll have a look quickly while I'm here, I suppose, at a few of the mods I've still got. Obviously, I've kept that for now. The Bartleby Zix is a beast. I've kept that. I'll probably get rid of that at some point, but I did respect the fact that it had a loaf in the picture. Tractor, I'll probably get rid of that, to be honest. Nothing against it, just not really my thing. But that's pretty cool. JBE Tatron, it's definitely like, that's another one for anyone that's wondering, is yeah, can motor over just about anything. Iceberg versus P12. Standard wise, I think the iceberg would eat the P12 for breakfast, but then I think like Bartelby's got a version of the P12s. There's a few of them now that I don't know. I'd still pick the what you call it, the iceberg over just about anything. Oh yeah, sorry, I was looking through mods. I've not got around to doing that one. It's like an electric version of that. I wouldn't mind trying that at some point. Yeah, this is like Bartleby. That's twice twin steer. That's also from Fox's mods, which well worth getting. That's a hell of a lot better version of the twin steer. Better weighted and all sorts. Got a crazy loaf. Another iceberg. What's that? Another Zix Goliath thing from Bartleby. Bartleby bought. That was actually very good. I'd definitely recommend getting that as well. Because that truck was a bit of a letdown. It was a phase 3 truck, so on these maps I've been messing around on tonight. And yeah, it was a little bit like, meh, it just wasn't that good. This version though is like, it's just now a nice fun truck to drive again. I am pressing down on the D-pad, there we go. Twice twin steer again, but yeah. That's how good it was. We got it twice. Derry Longhorn, that's another Fox's mod, well worth getting, because again, the Derry sucked balls for like an entire year, and there was a few respectable attempts at improving the Derry. I just think some modders even still underestimated just how much help this truck needed. Yeah, now it's like this version is good fun. Again, I got 2 of them. They're nice. I keep them. Fox's mods, they take subtle memory, so I just drop the remote. I'm in no rush to get rid of them or anything like that. I don't need to. I don't need to free up the space. And the same with like the Bartleby mods. They've not took any memory or anything really. That's why I've been happy to leave them on as well. So phase 5 still 3rd week August. Some people have been saying it might be early September now, dude, which I don't know. Myself, that's what I'd heard. The 24th of August was the last thing I'd heard, but then someone said earlier, was it like yeah, that was it, the 9th. Cheers, Mark Rowe, 9th of September, which really is like another 2 weeks back again. Did you ever try the assuming Derry Longhorn 3.2%? Not sure. It doesn't ring any bells with like the 3.2%. It's not confirmed though. So do you think that means that it could be even further back than the 9th of September? Or that the 24th of August could still be a chance, but they might knock it back? I mean, like I said, I genuinely don't know. Just for my own personal preferences, like I said, I don't really want to go and look at other people's YouTube content, because it's sort of like, if I've not seen their content, I can't copy it accidentally or otherwise, if you know what I mean. Or it's like we're talking about the same game, so it's just one of them. Like, yeah, I just sort of don't look into it, and then when I play the new maps or whatever, it's like they are my genuine first impressions and all the rest of it. Every now, I mean, people tell me things in the comments like, oh, it's going to be a snowy map, blah blah blah. I don't mind all that. I obviously know little things like that, but yeah, I never like watch videos of the new maps or the new vehicles. I might see the odd thumbnail that pops up on a YouTube video, but that's it. Dairy 3.2% is Dairy Longhorn mod. I'll have to have a look at it. I've not, like I said, it doesn't really ring a bell. But when I got Fox's version of the Dairy, like once I find a version of a truck that I'm happy with, I just kind of like, that's ticked off the list for me. Like I said, the twice twin steer. There's a few other twin steer variations out there, but it's like, yeah, I've got them now. I'm happy with that. Yeah, the iceberg is like perfect version of the Antarctic and so on. Yeah, JBE Tatrin, that's like a perfect version of the Tatrin, and so all those sort of ones. I mean, again, some of the later mods, that Bartleby Zix Boar, Zix, sorry, 605R, look like Boar from it. Goliath, that's another good mod, doesn't use a lot of memory, etc. So I'll happily be keeping that. Until the devs announce it, we don't know. Yeah, exactly. But I've got a feeling, I don't know, it's had a bit of a consistent running theme that it's a few weeks later than it could have done with being, if that makes sense. So it wouldn't surprise me if it is the 9th of September now. Even August, the 24th of August, is knocking on a little bit. I mean, I think it's fair to say most of us have completed Phase 4. Obviously, for some of you guys that have only just recently got the game. Yeah. But for those of us that have kind of been here near from the start, there's chances are we've completed most things now, and we're all just kind of waiting for Phase 5. If you want to explore maps or just have the knowledge that you can point and drive anywhere, the JBE Tatron is that truck. Yeah, exactly. It's one of them you can just, point, squeeze the trigger. And other than a full-on cliff, you're generally heading that way. It's I do like it for that, particularly on maps like Cosmodrome and that. If you're going up into the snowy bits, you just like say aim it, squeeze the throttle, which can be boring for extended periods of time. But it's like when you just need to get somewhere, there ain't much that's going to beat the JBE Tatron because it's just pure grip. Pure grip and power, and that's it. It's just a bank of tyres everywhere, so it's about as close to a tank as you're going to get in this game. Chris Betts, if we don't get it soon, we will be in year 3. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if they got another sort of 3 phases after that to come, apparently, then it's going to have to speed up the time frame, because the game came out, was it April, the end of April? So just say the start of May. So you got May, June, July, August. Yeah, it's already 4 months. And if they're getting into like September as well, that's getting on for 5 months, which is quite a long time. And that only leaves them 7 months to release another 3 phases. Aussie man, again, is that like? Do you mean with a lift-off mission? I've not done it yet. Obviously, I'm on the different playthrough at the minute. I believe, is it in Cosmodrome you do it? Well, whatever. I can find like block alpha, block gamma, block beta. Down on the D-pad, got to extend that warranty. Where is it? Lift off. So yeah, I got loads to do. Yeah, how many? Reach for the stars. Oh, and block gamma, but to do block gamma you got to do beta. To do beta you got to do alpha. So I suppose that's another way around it, though. I could complete those missions just on the modded. Like, it'd be pretty quick on the modded playthrough, and then I could test it on my modded playthrough. Either way, I'll try and get the footage soon, because I suppose like when I'm about sorted with my house and all the rest of it, getting that all tidied up. Yeah, I might try it soon, but I've not heard any update that they've actually fixed it. It's funny, you get 29 grand for that reward, for that mission, and you only have to move it from like there to there, apparently. It's finally a mission that actually pays well. Marro, don't forget it can take up to 2 weeks for console OK from Sony and Microsoft. Yeah, that's true, so who knows, it could end up being a while, but all I can sort of say is like things are going to be a little bit quiet my end until they release another phase, because like I said, it's just I'm going to be making a video for the sakes of making a video, and it's not necessarily going to be the most entertaining video or the most interesting mission, etc. It's just, going to be like a bit of an average meh. So, but yeah, long term, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just pretty much myself getting things done while I'm kind of sitting around waiting for them to release Phase 5 as well. So for me, the sooner the better, really. I think for most of us it's sort of that case now. Yeah, like I said though, I'll probably leave it there. And again, I sort of want to say, like, I have got plans to make a video or two in the next week, but I said that last week and then it didn't happen again and all sorts, so who knows, like it could happen. I don't know either way. I'll still be back though next week to do a live stream, because like I said, I like doing that, like chatting away to you guys and messing around for a bit. Maybe in the meantime I'll try and look at like a modded map, so next week maybe like a live stream on a modded map or something. That was pretty good, like I said last time when we did the Red Canyon one or whatever. So yeah, I might try something like that to fill the time until we get phase 5. Yeah, so anyway, what we got? Mr. Smarty Pants later. Have a good one. I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for joining us. Cheers to everyone for joining us for the stream. Obviously, I wouldn't be any point in doing it if you guys didn't turn up. So yeah, I appreciate it. Could try time trials, cross country in modded vehicles. Maybe I'll have to look into that sort of stuff. But pal to you or something. Thanks for the stream. No worries, dude. You're welcome, Aussie Mans. Sorry, they're jumping a bit quick now. Bradley G, glad I could catch the stream. Don't worry, I've got plenty of catching up for the next phase of vids to watch. That's good, man. I should keep going for a little while. I don't know how many SnowRunner videos I've got now, but I should imagine it's got to be around 300 because I did maybe more than that. Like I did nearly one a day for like a year, so it's got to be close to 365. But obviously, I've had a couple of weeks, I think, in January as well. I didn't really while I was waiting for phase 4 and stuff, so it's got to be about 300, 350 or something. Justin Lynch, see you, Wolf. See you, Justin. Appreciate you joining us. Sarah Smith, don't forget to hit the like button. I appreciate it. Cheers for that. Cheers for joining us. Mark Rowe, nice stream. Yeah, I'll leave it there then because I seriously need to drain the main vein. So yeah, but again, thanks for joining everyone. I'll be back soon in one form or the other. And until then, enjoy your night, day, whatever it is you're up to. And yeah, I'll be back soon.